Hi Virgo, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for a tarot reading for all Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thanks to everybody for all the support of the channel. I send you love and high vibrational energy every single day. And if you're new here, welcome to you. I post new readings on Friday, then again on Monday. So if a reading doesn't resonate, just come back in a couple of days. Don't ever try to make it fit in your life. Plenty to go around here. Fridays are always a general reading. Mondays are a different style every week. So if you like tarot and you like the channel, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to Higher Source Tarot. All right, what advice do you have for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What does Virgo need to know, please? For the best and highest good of all concerned with Virgo. Messages for Virgo, please. Okay, here we go. So we'll start here with the tarot, and then we'll have the Angel Answers Oracle cards. You've got the Fool. The Fool has been coming out a lot. Must be getting into spring season and feeling robust. We've got the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Four of Swords, the King of Swords, that's interesting, and the Nine of Cups. Well, you're going to get information that's going to bring something forward, a new opportunity, whether it's a new job offer, maybe you've had a lot of duds, or it's a new relationship if you've had a lot of something wasn't going right in a relationship with that Four of Cups. I don't mind the Four of Cups because it is measurement and stability, so it also could be stabilizing a relationship. You have two fours here, so if it was a relationship that ended and you've been on a break and you're looking to reconcile, that's a possibility here. I do see, though, with those two, the King and Queen, that's important because you have the masters of communication, trust, and honesty here. Those are very integrous energies, even though the King can be a bit harsh. What you see is what you get. There's no games being played here, so we like that. You definitely have air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You've got water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You've got fire and earth here too. Well, the Fool comes in, and the Fool is like a breath of fresh air. I feel the struggle in this reading. Okay, it's like taking a leap of faith. If it was a job, there's something important here. If there was a job that ended, or you were waiting, you were working hard, you've been waiting for that opportunity, it comes in this reading. The Fool is at that precipice of change. It marks an important transition in your life. We think of the Fool as the soul in the cards. It's the soul's journey in this Earth school, and it symbolizes entering the physical realm and all the experiences that you have to go through to realize wholeness in your life. So the experience the Fool has marries your soul and ego, all right? So with this Fool here, you've got an energy of trust. Good people surround you. I will tell you that if you've been wondering about that. I don't see any nefarious people. If you've had some untrustworthy people in the past, they're not showing up here. But with this, it's like a new energy that brings in enthusiasm and adventure, curiosity. He's called the beginner's mind because you don't have any hangups here. You know where you've been, and you're leaving the challenges behind. You're leaving the past traumas behind. They don't own you. You're stepping out of any energy that's been challenging for a period. I can just feel it. I mean, especially when you start to look at this. Even with the Page of Pentacles here, I actually do like this page because pages are messengers. So you have a message here about wish fulfillment. There's something important with this page and the Nine of Cups. They stuck out to me right away. So with the Page of Pentacles here, it could be a new relationship, again, like we've talked about, somebody new coming in who's going to really value you. Or if it's a job too, I just feel like you're going to be valued. And there's an opportunity here. Pages are about optimism and new beginnings and enthusiasm. They bring in a new energy. And in this case, they bring in a new energy that can be related to money, manifesting, or the physical body. But with it, like I said, it's optimism, it's hope, it's curiosity. And so in a new job too, this is great energy for something in terms of getting more training. The Page of Pentacles can kind of be like the lifelong student where you have more training to do, but it's fun and interesting to you. I also see somebody as like almost like a docent or a tour guide. And if that's you too, I feel like you're learning and learning. Or it could be somebody you're attracting or a situation. But I do, or maybe that's just you like to go on things like that. I don't know. But I see somebody getting some kind of it's like leading a tour of a group and giving all this information, especially with the Fool. That makes a lot of sense the more I talk about it, because the Fool can be kind of quirky and like trivia and odd knowledge and things. So whoever that's for, you're in the reading. So with the Nine of Wands here, it's the wounded warrior. You've been through something and it shows up. But with the two nines that are here, we know that the nines are about completion and attainment. There's a realization, and some of you, it may be the realization that pushing against is actually creating more of a distance from what you want. It's sort of that, like I talk about sometimes, you plant a seed of desire. And if you were to plant a seed in your garden, you don't stand over it with a hose watering it continuously because it'd wash away. And so I feel like you've learned some valuable lessons here, but it's left you a little bit guarded. And I see it especially with that Four of Cups, if it's a relationship where you felt you were taken advantage of. And I mean, really, people match us. And unfortunately, I've done it too. Okay, so I'm not putting anyone down. But I've had people show up in my life where I think, my God, how was that a match? And I saw it coming and went right into it. So I think we can all be capable of that, or thinking somebody can change and evolve, and they don't. And that can bring you to this. And so with this, so you have a conquering spirit. I mean, like we said, your soul is always victorious in the energy of the Fool. So no matter what you've been through, that's a lot of times related to the mind, and your soul will help you rise again on to the next chapter. And so fours, we've talked a little bit about, they're about measurement, like the 4-order classification, like the 4 legs of a table. And so with this one, you're looking for that stability. And like I said, you're not going to lower your standards if it doesn't come along. This can be an important card, though, in terms of being outside, being connected to nature, especially as we get into the spring season and maybe things start to, and wherever you live, the climate starts to change a little bit. And you just get out and breathe, and don't think. Don't try to decide anything. Just breathe and be, because this can be a bit of a pouty energy too. I like the Four of Swords here because that's really about quieting the mind, and it's going to be important for you because I feel like that's a piece of how you're going to get some of this information to come in. So you have something here that's going to be very no nonsense, whether it's a job that gets right to the point and you start something new with it, but it's like what you see is what you get. I feel like it's going to be very laid out, well laid out in writing with this. Anything you're doing with contracts will be very well done, very clear, and there will be no second guessing. This is not a handshake and trust my word. This is like, this is done right the first time. Now, the Queen of Swords is hilarious. And so with the Queen of Swords, you've learned from past mistakes. You may find that you make some lighthearted jabs or comments in jest about some of the things you've been through, because you look at it and say that is almost comical. And with this, so she's known pain, but she's got wisdom in those wounds. This is an energy where you will set very clear boundaries. If it's a job too, even though I feel like you're going to have a curiosity and kind of a zest for the job, learning and doing new things, you'll still have those boundaries so that you can still have a personal life. In terms of relationships, you're going to attract people who respect you. This is not the person that, when you're in this energy, they're not going to hit you up for rides all over the place because they don't have a car, or they're not going to take advantage of you. You won't attract it to begin with. So with the Queen of Swords, you know your worth, and the swords are about nobility as well. Their truth, their integrity, but then when the cards were designed, they were one of the more wealthy suits. So it's definitely an energy of prominence too. Like I said, you know your worth and you don't settle for less. And there's somebody here that matches it with this King of Swords. So the Four of Swords is taking a break. It's taking care of yourself. We can't go through life with a noisy mind and an armored heart, or we won't find love. This gets you back to center. It gets you back into knowing your divine being. And those experiences were just that, experiences. They're not who you are. And this will let you too, in your human beingness. You know, we talk about that. The beingness is what you bring into relationships. So you can bring an energy that has love and hope and trust into it. With this, it's also knock and the door will open. Ask and it is given. So quiet the mind and ask for what you want. I also feel you stepping away from any conflict. You're getting into an energy where they're not, this is like conflict free, really. And so you've got a protection around you where I feel like new people that you're attracting are much more trustworthy. And with this King of Swords, if you're in a relationship and it's the King and Queen of Swords, they actually do get along. You may be both more on the cerebral side, like you like to learn, you like to do new things, and maybe that's why the museum thing kept showing up. You like to travel, get out, but understand culture, understand things that are fascinating, history, things like that. With this King of Swords, he's definitely an intellectual, and the Queen is his match. So I feel like you have somebody here who's going to be very compatible. You still have the fun of the Fool, but with this too, I just feel like there's a compatibility here that maybe you haven't experienced before. And that might be why that Nine of Wands is here, like feeling a bit guilty, bit guilty about being involved with something that you knew was not great for you. So the Nine of Cups is that energy of wish fulfillment. It's something you've wanted, and it's feeling proud too of making it through a difficult situation, learning from it, and knowing that you've got all kinds of opportunities showing up here. It's the offer you've been waiting for. It's a relationship too, though. It does move you. So even though I mentioned there's a cerebral connection and an intellectual connection, dear Lord, I don't know why I can't talk at the end. But you have this also that brings in love, because we definitely need that. Otherwise, that's not much of a relationship. If it's, I mean, that could be a good coworker. This is where it gives that extra little push into a heart and soul connection. It's right here. So let's see what the angels have to say for you, Virgo. And what other messages do Virgo need? Does Virgo need, please? What does Virgo need to know? Messages for Virgo. All right, we have here, ask your angels, ask and they will show you. Helpful people are around. So again, you've got a match here, and I mentioned in the beginning, you definitely have some support coming in. Be assertive, and with the King and Queen, you should have absolutely no problem with a very direct conversation. Now, they do say wait, and so there may be something about the timing with that and just waiting for the opportunity. Maybe you know, again, you're waiting on an email or you're waiting on a confirmation with something, but they do give you a yes. So I feel like the clarity, anything with contracts or job offers is going to be really good and clear and trustworthy, and a relationship too. So good things are on the way for you, Virgo. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.